Don't take this the wrong way, but that is crazy.
Here's how much you would need to invest monthly to be able to retire with $1 million.
Alright, today it's going to be a bit different. It's still all about money, but this time we're looking at people making better choices. Same format, just a different perspective. And if you enjoy it, let me know so I can include more in future videos.
I'm just following up on an inquiry you have for one of our 21 Tacomas.
I've been waiting on your call, my friend.
Awesome. So what kind of questions do you have about the vehicle?
Honestly, I love it. That's the exact truck that I want.
Yeah, Tacomas are pretty popular, man. What are you driving now?
I am driving a 2014 Toyota Corolla, actually.
That's a good choice. You owe anything on it?
Oh, man, it's completely paid off, actually. I got the title right here, too.
Awesome. So as far as like monthly payments go, what are you thinking maybe being around right now?
200, no more than 250 a month. That's what my buddy pays for his truck, so I was looking about the same.
Sticking with a Toyota and setting a firm payment target is usually a sign somebody's at least thinking about reliability and cost, not just looks. Comparing payments can be misleading, because the same number can mean very different loans depending on credit, terms, and money down.
Gotcha. Do you know a year, maybe how much he paid for his truck?
I don't know.
So just so we're on the same page though, the Tacoma you're looking at is priced about $32,000. So with excellent credit and no interest, that payment still wouldn't land anywhere near $250, my dude. I am sorry. You thinking about putting some money down?
I could do probably $1,000.
Okay, and how's your credit looking if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, dude, I checked that the other day. It's around 640.
Okay, excellent. So to be around $250 a month on this Tacoma, you'd probably need to put down $18,000 to $20,000, man. Unfortunately, that's just kind of how the math works.
I don't think his expectations are bad. I think they're just missing one piece. With a score around 640 and only a small amount down, the payment he wants doesn't really come from the loan terms anymore. It comes from how much cash he's willing to or able to put down up front.
I got you. I'm not putting between 18 to 20,000 down. There ain't no way.
Hey, I understand. But with your down payment and your credit, realistically, we're probably looking at like $580, $620 a month.
All right, don't take this the wrong way, but that is crazy. There's no way I'm paying that much for a truck.
Okay. And I don't want to push you into something that doesn't make any sense, but
So there's no way. Like, there's no way possible.
not on this Tacoma at that payment, man. But if 250 is truly the number you need, we could look at something a little older, maybe a little smaller, like an SUV, compact, sedan, something like that.
No. I want that Tacoma.
That's totally fair. Best move right now, man, maybe it would just be hang tight, and once your budget changes and maybe you get some more money down, maybe some credit gets up a little bit, then you can come swing back to us on that, my friend.
He wants the truck, but he's not willing to force it, by either dumping a huge amount down, or by locking himself into a payment he's uncomfortable with. That's restraint. A lot of people talk themselves into bad terms just to make the deal work, and he's not doing that here. Wanting something and still being able to walk away from the numbers is a great sign.
I was calling to check and see if y'all still have the Kia Telluride.
We do. We have a couple of them. Which one, the green or burgundy?
Oh, this one was black.
It does look black, but it's dark green. Very hard to find that color right now.
The 2020?
2020, yes, sir.
What's the out-the-door price?
You paying cash?
Cashier's check, yes, sir.
Do you have your own tag, or should I charge you for a tag and registration?
It probably wouldn't hurt to just go ahead and get a tag also. I don't want to be too much over that 19.
Well, you have to have tax and license. See, I'm bonded by the state. I'm a dealer, you know. I'm not an individual. It's a little different.
I got you.
Good. So you're $19,899. That's a good price.
It's a good price. I'll agree to that.
Asking for the out-the-door number up front, especially when you're paying with a cashier's check, shows he's focused on the real cost, not just the sticker price. He's trying to avoid surprises and make sure the number he brings to the bank is the number that actually matters. Final numbers first, then decide if it works. No guessing, no last-minute changes.
So $19,899, you got $150 that gets your tags and plates, and then a documentation fee $499. The tax is $15.81. It goes right to the state, right? And then cash price $22,129 and 33 cents.
Okay. Yeah, we'll take it. It's for my girlfriend. I'm on my way right now to buy a brand new truck. So she was like, well, I want a car too. Tough, got to get her a car.
You ain't playing, are you?
No, sir. No, sir.
This is where it changes for me. Buying a car for someone else just feels like one of those decisions. Deserves a little bit more caution than people give it. Not because it can't work, just because it can get complicated faster than people expect. Once it's for a girlfriend, it's not just about whether the car's a good buy anymore. You're putting a decent amount of money into something that really isn't for you. And that shifts how I look at it. Even if everything feels solid right now, that's still a big purchase tied to another person. That's really where you should slow it down and think things through a bit more.
Depending on your age, here's how much you would need to invest monthly to be able to retire with $1 million. And yes, $1 million sounds like it would be nothing in 20, 30, 40 years, but so would the items you choose to buy instead of investing, like all the Stanley Cups, polyester clothing, seasonal home decor, blah, 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 and so on and so on. But if you are the age of 18, you can do $250 a month, 25, $400 a month. The age of 30, $600. The age of 35, $950. The age of 40, $1,500 a month. The age of 45, $2,600 a month. And at the age of 50, $4,700 a month.
This is actually a good example of why starting early matters so much. When you see the numbers laid out like that, it's not about being perfect. It's about time doing most of the work for you. When you start young, even small, boring amounts have decades to compound. Once you hit your 30s and 40s, the math doesn't change. You just have a lot less time. So your contribution has to do more of the heavy lifting. At the same time, it's worth remembering these charts are just estimates. We don't know the exact returns, the investments, fees, or what markets will do over the next 20, 30 years.
How much do you have to invest for your child to make them a millionaire by the time they retire? Well, it all depends on how early you start. If you invest monthly for them until they turn 18 and you start when they're 17, you'll need to invest $904 a month in order for that to grow to be $1 million by the time they turn 65. If you start when they're 12, it's $115 a month. Starting at age 6, it's $41 a month. At age 2, it's $24 a month. And if you start investing for your child when they're born, it only takes $18 a month until they're 18 to make them a millionaire when they're 65. The sooner you start, the easier it is, because when you are decades and decades away from retirement, compound interest does all the heavy lifting because your money earns money, which earns money, which earns money.
This is another example where the number almost doesn't matter. Putting a small amount of money away when a kid is born sounds insignificant, but it's a head start that does all the work. You're not trying to brute force $1 million later. You're just giving the money a ridiculous amount of time to compound. Now, obviously, none of this is guaranteed. We don't know what the returns look like, what the investments are, or how markets behave over decades. $18 a month really is nothing. Who knows, maybe you actually like the kid. You could bump it up to 20.
So here's the deal. Your paycheck is not meant to be your full financial plan. In fact, it's extremely unlikely that you're ever going to manage to substantially get ahead in life if you're relying on just your salary alone. What you're supposed to be doing is earning some money, making some savings from that money, and then using those savings to buy income generating assets, aka investments. Think about it this way. How much would you actually need to save just from your salary alone to cover, let's say, 20 plus years of retirement?
At some point, using your income just to cover expenses only gets you so far. The real shift happens when you start using some of it to make more money. That doesn't mean doing anything risky or complicated. It just means not letting every dollar disappear the moment it comes in.
Right? Like, way too much. It's basically impossible. The average person cannot cover retirement just through savings alone. And the only way that you're going to be able to actually bridge that gap is by taking your savings and getting your money to start making you more money. The craziest part is that that's literally how the system is designed for us to use it. It's just that somewhere along the way, they forgot to teach us any of what we need to know.
I think part of the reason why so many people struggle with this stuff is because most of us were never really taught it. We learned how to work, how to earn money, how to pay bills, but not how money actually behaves over time. Nobody really sat us down and explained interest, compounding, investing, or how small decisions stack up over decades.
Day 20, here we go. The debt-free mindset and why being debt-free feels so good, right? Debt-free doesn't mean broke. It means being powerful. So let's talk about 3 main points for the day, right? Peace beats stuff. You may not agree with me, but I really, for my whole life, think of not wanting a lot of things. I have plenty of things, but peace of mind, knowing I have a bunch of payments, is just way better. It gives you less anxiety, better sleep, better ability to make decisions. When emergencies happen, like I talked about a few weeks ago, when all of a sudden I had a car issue, I had to have a root canal and a crown, and my water heater at my house went out, I didn't have to worry about it. Had the money, spent the money, did the repairs, did things, and it's that peace, to me, that is a huge form of wealth.
Peace beats stuff means something pretty simple. When you don't have debt, life just runs easier. You're not stressed about every bill. You're not worried about the next surprise expense. And you're not carrying around payments in the back of your head. Stuff adds noise. Less debt takes that noise away.
Point number 2, cash flow builds confidence. So when all your money that you make every month isn't already spoken for in the form of payments or buy now, pay laters or people that you owe money to, and when you have emergencies and you have the money to be able to pay for them, they don't become catastrophes, your confidence will grow and it allows you to start doing more saving and investing. And point 3, debt-free turns you into an owner. You can now take chances. You can look at opportunities. You can invest in things maybe you couldn't invest in before. You can buy assets where people are making payments to you. How nice would that be, all right?
When you strip it all down, it always comes back to the same 2 things: saving and investing. Not in some perfect and optimized way, just consistently. Having money set aside gives you options. And having money working for you takes pressure off your income. Savings give you breathing room, and investing gives your money somewhere to go besides getting spent right away.
November was one of those holy income months and my second highest of the year. So let's break down how much I made as a full-time content creator living in Canada. Use as always $0. And then for affiliate income, this came to $825. I sold $4,065 worth of budget templates, and then I sold $2,143 worth of custom budgets. And then for one-on-one calls, this came to $4,307. And then for sponsorships, I had 5 payouts this month, and this came to $30,267. I've shared my income since I started posting online, and I don't do it to brag. I share to show what's possible. A few years ago, I saw creators making this kind of money, and I was thinking to myself, if they can do it, why not me? And the same honestly goes for you. The key is tuning out all of the noise and staying focused on your own path.
This is a good reminder that situations aren't fixed. How you make money today doesn't have to be how you make money forever. For some people, it's social media. For others, it's a business, a skill, a side project, or just improving what they already do. The platform itself isn't the point. The point is realizing there are other ways to change the math. If you're willing to try something different and stick with it for a while. If you want to see more, you know what to do. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.